One of our class. This is SCI 218, and this is Natural Resources. My name is Sarah Gonzalez, and I'll be the instructor for our course over the next 8 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we are all on the same page as to what is due for this week and what to do in the course here. So here's the home page. If you go to the main ones, you might look a little bit different from what you have because I'm on the instructor view here. But the announcements should pop up here. So here's a little about a welcome to the class, a little bit about me, my contact information as well, so you can read that. Also, if you go to course menu, there's quick links. So again, you can go to the announcements, you can go to the learning modules, discussions, everything here. So we're going to go to learning modules. Here's just a quick overview of the course. If you'd like to take a look at overview, it just kind of looks at what we're going to be talking about in the course, the outcomes that we're going to be learning here. There's also a start here, which is very important. This just has some notes, the syllabus as well. You can do general questions. If you do the general questions, just know that if you do post a question, we all see that. So if you have a particular question about your grade or anything, you might want to just email me personally. That way the whole class is not aware of your question about your grade. And then information about Turnitin. So let's go ahead into module 1. And this is just a brief overview of natural resources, looking at what are natural resources, where do they come from, are they living, non-living, how are they classified here. So the module introduction, again, is just the objectives of what we're going to be learning here. The main tabs that you're going to be paying attention to is the readings and resources, so I'll go to that one as well. So this week alone, we're going to be covering chapters 1 and 2 from your textbook. So the textbook being Environmental Science and Need for Living Sustainably. So take a look at chapters 1 and 2. And there's also some supplemental readings that can go along with either discussion or assignments in the course, or just kind of just going over a supplemental to what the textbook has. There's also additional readings and resources as well, too, looking at APA and then the CIA World fact book here about natural resources here. So what's due for this week? Just one assignment, the discussion. So with your discussion, you're going to introduce yourself to the class. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Maybe you want to talk about your field of study, your degree, what your plans are after you graduate with that degree, maybe where you live, family life, pets, however you want to share. And then next, think about the different categories of natural science. So determine which natural resources you use the most in your daily life. What are ways that you use the natural resource? What might happen if that resource were to go away one day? How would this impact you? How would this impact society? So write about this personal reflection in your initial post. And your initial post is due on Thursdays. And then your 2 follow-up responses, you can choose 2 classmates who selected a different natural resource than you did, and you're going to comment on what you learned about it. And those are due by Sundays. There's the rubric and guideline here. So typically your initial responses or your initial posts are due on Thursday evening by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then your 2 follow-up responses are due by Sunday evening, same time. And then this is not an assignment that is due this week, but here you're going to review the final project guidelines and post any questions you have about the final project. All right, so that's it for this week. Not too much, just a quick little intro into the natural resources. Not to say every week's going to be like this. So each week do expect a discussion assignment, responses, and then an additional assignment to go along with it. But I look forward to meeting you all virtually and looking at the natural resources you are familiar with and learning more about you.